what's up everyone? This is a short video, hopefully a short video, on how to play the drum intro portion of the song Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. This video just deals with the drum intro portion of the song only, although once you can play that, you can probably play the rest of the song. So I'm not great at reading sheet music for drums, but as I was trying to figure out how to play this and do it by ear, I kind of quickly realized that I didn't know what the heck he was doing, and so I did searched the internets and found a pretty decent drum tab. From what I could tell, it was pretty close to what Alex was actually playing in the original track. So that piece of music is what I'm going to be using in this video. And I'll try to make a JPEG of that drum tab available. I'll put it down below. I'll try and make it downloadable for you so you can have that and follow along with this as I go through it. But I broke it down into 5 sections that sort of made sense to me, where he kind of is repeating patterns and things like that. What I did to learn it was I played each section through. I slowed it way down, of course, first. You have to slow it way down. It's at 250 beats a minute, I think, or something. And so it just goes by so fast. So slow it way down. I would play each section with just the hands first. If there was kick drums going underneath, I just didn't worry about that at first, just so I could figure out the coordination that was involved with the hands. And then I would add the feet in after that, and of course that set me back, and that would take a while to learn, but that's kind of how I learned it, so that's how I'm going to go through it for this video. And the whole thing is played on like a low floor tom or a low Simmons pad. So I tuned this pad to try and sort of emulate what his sound is. And then he has a rack tom that he plays accent notes on. And then in the Superior Drummer Core library, I found a Simmons kick drum that seemed to sound pretty close to what he has going on in that original. And the whole thing is a triplet feel, so it's counted as triplets end to end to end, basically. So 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into, but at 250 beats a minute, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, I can't even count that fast. So he starts off on the low floor tom or the low Simmons pad, and he's playing 6 hertas in a row. So what is a herta? That's basically an 8th note triplet with an extra 16th note thrown in there. So a triplet sounds like this, obviously. Triplet, triplet. Well, a herta is that with an extra 16th note in there. Triplet, triplet, triplet. So he starts off with 6 of those on this low tom. And then he goes into like an 8th note triplet pattern that sounds like this. I'll add the hi-hat in so you can kind of see how that counts. It sounds like this. Again. Okay, this is all part of section 1 still. Then he goes into 4 more hertas. And then 5 8th notes. So, put the whole thing together and it sounds like this. You'll notice in there I'm throwing 2 lefts in a row. I'm not playing it completely linearly. That's just because I'm much more comfortable playing a herta leading with my right hand. I can do it. I can do it with my left hand. It's just I didn't want to take an extra 6 months to try and figure out how to play it that fast leading with my left hand. So that brings us to section 2. Section 2 is where the feet come in. And so on the kick drums, he's playing a shuffle. So since it's counted as triplets, that's basically the 1 and a 2 and a 3, so it's the a 2, a 3, a 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. That gives you a shuffle beat, basically playing the last 2 notes of each triplet. So just make sure that when they come in, you're not playing straight 8th notes. It's going to sound wrong. It has to be a galloping shuffle. Okay, so here's section 2 with just the hands only first, and then we'll bring in the feet underneath and see how that sounds. Again. Okay, now let's add the kick drums and see how that sounds. Again. So that brings us to section 3. Now in section 3, he starts adding these accent notes on the rack tom. So if you listen closely, he's actually putting a little dynamics in there, and he hits an accent note, followed by a ghost note, followed by another accent note. Here's how section 3 sounds with just the hands only. Again. So a couple of things in there, you'll notice he does that pattern sort of 4 times in a row, but on the 4th one, he adds a little extra. I bring my right hand over and add a little extra ghost note in there. I think it's in there if you listen to it. Sometimes it seems like I hear that. Sometimes it seems like I don't when I listen to the actual track full speed. But anyway, I add that in there, and then at the end there's a non-linear sticking where I kind of hit 2 right hands in a row there. Just because my left hand's already over here on the rack tom, I don't want to start crossing over, and if I did it linearly, then I'd be really getting tangled up, I think. So now let's add the feed in section 3 and see how that sounds. Again. So that's section 3. Now section 4, he's playing a little bit different pattern, but it's again between these 2 toms here. Here's how it sounds with just the hands first, and then we'll bring the feet in. Again. Okay, now let's bring the feet in. Again. Now we're to the 5th and final section. This section is actually a lot longer than the first 4 just because I added in that part where he kind of crashes the cymbals and then he plays the ride pattern and establishes the ride and snare, the main groove of the song basically, and then the guitar kicks in. So I added all those measures to section 5. So here's how section 5 sounds with just the hands first. Again. That's how it sounds with the hands only. It sounds a little weird without the feet, but now let's bring the feet in and see how that, the feet kind of fill in some of those gaps. So you'll notice when he starts the ride pattern, he's not playing a typical jazz swing ride pattern. That would sound more like this, which seems kind of a natural beat for something that has a shuffle to it. He actually is playing straight 8th notes. He's just adding a bounce on every other one. So a straight 8th note sound like this. and then he adds a little bounce on every other one. So that's it. That's all 5 sections. And so now I'm going to put together the whole thing from top to tail, play it through nice and slow, hands and feet together, and see how that sounds. So this isn't supposed to be like the absolutely correct way to play it. I mean, leave a comment below if you think there's something else going on. It's a kind of a mysterious drum track. There's a lot of different theories about how it was actually played, if he double tracked the thing and then did overdubs and put the 2 tracks together to make one drum track. So some exercises that I found helpful in just learning the coordination involved in playing this was, I noticed that my feet are playing left, right, left, right, left, right the whole time. And then my hands are sometimes playing left, right along with the feet. And sometimes we're playing right, left, with my feet going left, right. So I needed to figure out how to get comfortable playing a right hand with the left foot and a left hand with the right foot. So one exercise I would do would be to just keep the feet going and then play right, left, right, left, left, right with my hands on the snare drum, just to kind of get the coordination down. I got to the point where I could memorize each section. I knew exactly how it went, and then I would take like one section, break it out, put it on a loop end to end, and just play it and make an exercise out of it and try and get it in my comfort zone that way. So like, for instance, section 4, when I made an exercise out of it, it would kind of sound like this. So, and then play that for 5 minutes straight or whatever until I can kind of get it into the comfort zone. So just wanted to share how I learned it, and hopefully this is helpful to you if you're trying to learn this part. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.